Over the past couple of weeks, I've been wearing the Apple Watch SE3 as my main watch. Not just for workouts, not just for testing, but for real life. I slept with it, traveled with it, wore it on slow days at home, busy work days, grocery runs, and everything in between. And that's usually how I like to review products, not by obsessing over spec sheets, but by asking a simple question. Does this actually make my day-to-day life easier? Because the Apple Watch SE3 is interesting, it's not the newest Ultra, it's not the most expensive, and it's definitely not trying to be flashy. It's meant to be the Apple Watch for most people. And that makes it kind of the hardest one to judge, because it doesn't wow you immediately, it grows on you. So in this video, I want to talk about what it's actually lived to like with the Apple Watch SE3, who I think it's really for, where it falls a little short, and most importantly, is it worth upgrading? But before talking about the SE3 specifically, I think it helps to understand what the SE line is even supposed to be. Apple has always positioned the SE as the normal person Apple Watch, not extreme sports, not medical grade health tracking, not luxury, just something reliable that fits easily into your life. And that mindset shows up everywhere with the SE3. This watch is not screaming for attention, it's not trying to convince you it's revolutionary, it just wants to quietly exist on your wrist and help out when you need it. And after wearing it for a while, I think that's kind of its biggest strength. The first thing you notice when you put the Apple Watch SE3 on your wrist is how familiar it feels. If you've worn an Apple Watch before, there's no learning curve here. It's lightweight, slim, and comfortable enough that after a few minutes, you kind of forget that it's even there. And for a wearable, that's huge. I wore it for long stretches, full days, overnight sleep tracking, and never felt like I needed to take it off. Design-wise, it's very understated. Aluminum case, soft edges, nothing aggressive. It doesn't look overly sporty, but it also doesn't feel too dressy. It kind of adapts to whatever you're wearing, which I appreciate. I wore it with workout clothes, oversized hoodies, jeans, coats, and it never felt out of place. It doesn't dominate your outfit, it just fits. And that's very on brand for Apple's more accessible products. One of the most noticeable upgrades with the SE3 is the always on display. And this is one of those features that sounds minor until you actually live with it. Having the time on your watch face visible all the time changes how you interact with the watch. You don't have to exaggerate a wrist race. You don't have to tap the screen. You just glance like you would do with a normal watch. I didn't realize how I often checked the time passively throughout the day until I didn't have to think about it anymore. Walking outside, sitting on my desk, cooking, it's just there. The display itself looks good, it's bright enough outdoors, clear indoors, and sharp enough that text is easily to read. Is it the most advanced display Apple makes? No, but for daily use, it's more than enough. That said, the bezels are still noticeable, and if you're coming from a higher-end Apple Watch, you will definitely see the difference. But if you're upgrading from an older SE or a much older Apple Watch, this will feel like a nice step forward. Performance is one of those things that's hard to describe, but very easy to notice when it's bad. And thankfully the Apple Watch SE3 feels smooth and responsive, apps open quickly, swiping between screens feels fluid, and nothing ever felt frustrating or slow during my time using it. Siri responses feel quicker than the older SE models, and even things like loading workouts or switching faces happen without that slight hesitation older watches sometimes have. It's not something you would think about actively, and that's exactly how it should be. The watch never got in my way, it just kept up. And this is where the Apple Watch SE3 really shines, in the small everyday moments. Notifications are one of my favorite things about Apple Watches in general, and the SE3 handles them very well. They're subtle, a small tap on the wrist, a quick glance, and you decide whether it's worth pulling out your phone or not. And over time I noticed I was reaching for my phone less. Not dramatically, but enough that it felt intentional. And that's kind of the Apple Watch's secret power. It reduces friction. Simple things like timers and reminders also end up being surprisingly useful. Setting a timer while cooking, reminding myself to stand up after sitting too long, or quickly checking the weather before going outside, these little interactions add up. And Apple Pay, honestly, my favorite thing about the Apple Watch is still one of my favorite conveniences. Being able to leave the house with just your watch and phone, or even just your watch, feels very freeing. Now I want to talk about fitness in a very normal, non-athlete way. I'm not training for a marathon, I'm not obsessing over VO2 max. I just want to move my body, go on walks, do workouts when I can, and feel a little more aware of my habits. And for that, the Apple Watch SE3 is great. It tracks workouts reliably, measures heart rate, counts steps, and gently encourages movement throughout the day. Apple's Ring system still feels more motivating than intimidating. It's about progress and not perfection. Sleep tracking is another area where the SE3 surprised me. The watch is comfortable enough to wear overnight and the sleep data feels simple and digestible. I don't feel overwhelmed by charts or metrics, I just get a general sense of how I slept. And that's really I want from sleep tracking. Now battery life is probably the most predictable part of this review. The Apple Watch SE3 comfortably lasts a 1.5 day for me, including workouts and notifications, and then gets me through the night for sleep tracking maybe. I usually charge it in between the day when I don't need it, and that works fine for me. The faster charging helps a lot. Even short charging sessions give you enough power to get through the day. That said, this is still an Apple Watch. You cannot forget to charge it for 2 days and expect it to survive. If battery life is your absolute top priority, this might not be the watch for you. But for most people, it's manageable and consistent. Now let's talk about what's missing. You don't get advanced health features like ECG or blood oxygen tracking. And while those are nice, I think Apple made a conscious decision here. The SE3 isn't trying to replace medical devices or appeal to power users. It's focused on core experiences that most people will actually use. If you know you want advanced health metrics, you probably already know you need a different Apple Watch. The SE3 is honest about what it is, and I respect that. So let's answer the big question. If you're coming from a very old Apple Watch like the Series 3, Series 4, or even the first SE, the Apple Watch SE3 will feel like a meaningful upgrade. Everything's smoother, the display is better, and overall experience feels more modern. If you already have a recent Apple Watch, especially a newer series model, the upgrade makes absolutely no sense unless you specifically want a lighter and simpler watch. And if this is your first Apple Watch, I actually think this is one of the best entry points Apple has ever offered. The Apple Watch SE isn't dramatic, it doesn't beg for attention, it doesn't try to convince you it's changing your life. It just shows up every day and does its job well, and honestly, that's kind of the best compliment I can give it. If you want a smartwatch that feels natural, dependable, and easy to live with, without spending flagship money, the Apple Watch SE3 makes a lot of sense. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.